let's talk about what we've got going on the vocals. On Umfunk, there's there's a lot of clip gaining and clip effects, which I use a lot of. Like clip effects.
Yeah,
like,
shout out clip gain and clip effects. I mean, that's something that we've talked about, and I've gotten into much more deeply in mixing and producing and cutting. Like clip gain is everything, man.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Clip gain, and then like I like clip effects as well. Like that a step further, because instead of like just taking the S's down 3 dB, you could take them down 1 dB, but cut off this frequency, and it sounds a little more natural.
And this is like the option 6 and
option 6. Yeah, it's a HD only thing. I think it's a very not very recent anymore, but like when you say very recent, you'd like show how long you've been engineering. But it's like over the past 3 or 4 years. Like it's not longer than that. I definitely don't remember it in like Pro Tools 11, maybe after 12 or when they started doing the year shit. But anyway, there's a lot of that. There's a Pro Q3. There's 2 de-edgers on there. De-edger is a plugin by Tokyo Dawn Labs. It essentially works just like a DBX 902. Okay. The only difference is you have like you can set the Q as well.
And so it's a de-esser that's just a little more focused.
Exactly, yeah. And I've got 2 of them. One is probably hitting, I'm guessing around 200 or 250. This is just a screenshot I'm looking at. And the other one's probably around 4K.
By the way, shout out for being so prepared for this. You knew the songs I was going to ask about.
Yeah. No, this one I knew for sure. I was like, all right, cool. I want to, I really don't like doing this just because I don't know, but like whatever, I'm going to do it because I know people like it and I appreciate it.
The people love it.
Yeah, exactly. So then there's a True Iron on there, which is just a little bit of saturation. It's made by this company called Kazork. It's like a $30 plugin, but it just ends up on every vocal I do these days. It's just literally at like 0.02 or 3. It's the same thing as doing, the lo-fi with 1 and 1, 0.01 and 0.1. It's very similar to that.
Oh, interesting. I love that effect. That's interesting. I'll definitely check that one out.
True Iron by Kazorg. Then there's a Soothe on there. Okay. Also, this record was mixed like, this is one of the first ones on the project, so it was a while back. Shit has changed since then. But anyway, on this particular one, then there's a Soothe 2. There's a TubeTech CL1B, which I don't know why that's there. Normally it's not. It's not there, but I think because I did this over there and they had a satellite that had it, I used it. Then there's a Ruby 2, which is the Acoustica version of the Fern.
And so you're doing. It seems like you're doing fairly subtle moves with.
Hell yeah. It sounds crazy as it is. I'm looking at it. So basically, this is a mono audio track with all 10 slots filled up. That goes to a stereo vocal track with 6 or 7 slots. But everything is doing just a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So now I'll tell you, everything that I said before on the left side up until the Soothe 2 is all cutting. All subtractive stuff. Very, very minuscule amounts. After we've already done the clip gain shit. Then the CL1B is probably just, clamping down anything that wasn't clip gained or whatever, just a little bit. Ruby is probably what's adding now a lot of I add a lot of bottom on there and top, same shit. I use it just like you would a Pultec. I just switched from the Pultec to this probably after listening to John talk about it, about the actual thing. I've been wanting to get one for so long, but we'll get that at some point. Then there's a McDSP 404 on there, multi-band compressor. That's also usually there on most of my vocals. And this an Ultramarine 4, which is just a Fairchild emulation plugin from Acoustica as well, also ends up on a bunch of shit. Then there's this
and again, like you're doing very, very small amounts, like the multiband is just doing a little overall,
very little, just to like kind of glue it back together after, if anything.
And by the way, the people who've not watched these before, this will be up on my IGTV. It'll be on YouTube tomorrow. We'll have an audio version. There's our buddy Bradley takes show notes, so you can go on LiveWithMattRad.com in a couple of days. And
I joined the Discord today.
You joined the Discord?
Yeah, today.
Amazing.
So I
love that.
Yo, what's up? Shout out Derek's in here. Derek is Travis and Don's engineer. And he was the one who came, like we were talking about him earlier on. So anyway, Ultramarine 4, then there's Overloud Gem Dopamine. Okay. So now this is all, that must be adding a little bit of top end. And then that's 10. So that's all 10 slots.
That's all 10 slots. That's amazing.
All right. Now it's going to another track that has a Neutron 3 on it. Okay. that probably it has the EQ. Anything that's poking out, it's just taking out in dynamic mode just a little bit. Love the fucking exciter on there, so that's definitely on there. Usually split in 2 bands. Warm is the only mode I ever use at a very little.
This is the Neutron exciter.
Yeah, the exciter built in Neutron 3.
They built it.
Yeah. I'm really big on fucking Isotope, McDSP, Acoustica. These are the 3 companies, and then all the. There's a Gullfoss on there too, doing a little bit of mysterious stuff. Gullfoss is fucking awesome too. I don't know about Gullfoss. Oh, I can't tell you what it's exactly doing. So John's gonna hate it, but it's fucking awesome. Just use it in small increments. Yeah, small increments. It's got like a recover and a tame, and there's the concept of it is it works based on there's the dominated frequencies and the dominant frequencies, and based on that, it's got very few sliders. There's one of those things. Don't overdo it. You know, I always stick below 20% on anything I'm doing. Maybe 30 at the most, but usually below 20%. That's by Sound Theory.
Interesting. And by the way, somebody in the chat here, the Gullfoss is such a cheat code, gives me imposter syndrome. Like, this is the great. Just go use whatever sounds good. Don't worry about it.
There was like 2 or 3 songs on the album that basically were like, are we getting the stems? We're not getting the stems, so we waited, but then we didn't get the stems, so we mixed it real quick, and then there's like 1 or 2 songs that Laporta had revisions for. Those are always the 2-track ones, and the easiest thing would be like, oh fuck, it's a 2-track. Okay, let's open up Gullfoss, see what we can start with, and then go from there. Oh, like 9. I'd say it worked like 6 out of 10 times. So that's a pretty good rate for a for 2-track and 3 fucking options. 3 or 4 sliders to mess with, 2 percentages and a tame and whatever. So yeah, that's it. And then the one thing that's on here that I don't normally use is the BX refinement, and that's probably because of that extra harshness that was in there.
It already had a lot of that character and distortion baked into it.
Exactly, it had a lot of that baked into it, and then that's just the processing. Then the parallel shit. There's a parallel distressor, just a little bit, Brickacity, Capital Chambers, and some other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, that's now that Alex is here, I'm gonna stop talking about my particles.
Shout out Alex.